This chart shows the standard legal requirement for a New Zealand passport: 1,350 days of physical presence in the country. But for one U.S. billionaire, the government waived 99.11% of that standard. He secured citizenship after spending just 12 days on the ground. That billionaire is Peter Thiel, and the ministers who authorized the waiver kept the paperwork out of the public eye, effectively hiding the decision for 6 years. In Maori culture, belonging is tied to mana tianga, a relationship of hospitality and reciprocity. You are welcomed and you give back to the community. Thiel took the passport, used it to unlock land rights, then deregistered his New Zealand businesses and walked away. This legal maneuver in Aotearoa aligns with a specific strategy emerging from a concentrated global power center, Silicon Valley. Journalist Gil Durán has identified a network of tech elites pushing an extremist political program from within the valley. Insiders in the crypto and venture capital worlds have a name to this movement: the Nerd Reich. These executives see democratic nations as obsolete software. They believe public laws, borders, and obligations can be bypassed with enough capital. The intellectual foundation of this movement is a 1997 book called The Sovereign Individual. It argues that technology will allow the ultra-wealthy to completely detach from society, shielding their fortunes from taxes and the obligations that bind everyone else. This visual represents a concept called patchwork, championed by blogger Curtis Yarvin and funded by Thiel. It envisions dismantling democratic countries and replacing them with a global network of corporate-owned mini-states. In this model, each zone is ruled by a CEO acting as an absolute monarch. Residents are not citizens with voting rights. They are mobile customers. If they dislike the rules, their only recourse is to pack up and move. Within this framework, public servants, independent courts, and poor communities are classified as unproductive obstacles. If your poverty or whānau limits your ability to move, you simply live under the total authority of the corporation. To these investors, political equality is a structural flaw. They define freedom exclusively as their own power to exit the rules that govern society. These ideas have moved rapidly from obscure Silicon Valley blogs into the heart of the United States government. The strategy relies on recruiting personnel. After hearing Thiel speak at Yale Law School in 2011, J.D. Vance joined Thiel's venture capital firm. Thiel later spent $15 million to finance Vance's Senate campaign, placing an ally at the highest levels of political power. The mandate for the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, mirrors the language of Yarvin's RAGE doctrine, an acronym for Retire All Government Employees. Both programs aim to purge the civil service to clear the way for a single CEO-style ruler. The institutional capture also reaches Aotearoa. Thiel co-founded the surveillance company Palantir with seed money from the CIA. In New Zealand, Palantir has held active contracts with the military and intelligence agencies for over a decade. While Palantir's global defense contracts are worth billions, politicians inside the beehive have refused to disclose the full costs of the software operating deep inside New Zealand's security apparatus. The Nerd Reich isn't trying to destroy the state. They are trying to privatize its surveillance and security powers for themselves while removing the requirement for public oversight. Thiel's footprint in New Zealand eventually moved from the digital realm to the physical. He purchased a 193-hectare estate on the shores of Lake Wānaka and attempted to build a massive private fortress that would dominate the landscape. This extractive approach contradicts the Maori principle of tikanga. Rather than treating land as an asset to be walled off, tikanga mandates guardianship and a deep reciprocal responsibility to the environment. True sovereignty, or rangatiratanga, is a duty to protect the people and land for future generations. It rejects the billionaire's right to extract resources and abandon the community. The local community pushed back, and the democratic process held the line. The Environment Court blocked the development, proving public resource law halts billionaire expansion. This ruling suggests that the exit strategy relies on public apathy. When democratic institutions function as designed, they become a barrier to private annexation of public land. Resistance starts with transparency. We can demand open ledgers for all government surveillance contracts, reject fast-track wealth loopholes, and enforce strict oversight on foreign capital. A nation is not a joint stock corporation. A society must be built to sustain the collective well-being of its people, not to serve as an escape hatch for its billionaires.